Hello and welcome back to the course again. So we were discussing about the decision control structures, and in the previous session we have discussed about the if statement. Okay, so in this session we are going to discuss about the next statement, which is if else statement. So this is the syntax for if else statement. So we have seen there will be an if keywords followed by a conditional expression, and if that returns true, that certain statement will be executed. But if this condition falls, then what happens next? So for that we have a else clause in this if else statement. Okay, that means in the previous session we have discussed only the if part, and now we have another block which is called else. So this is the block that will be executed when this condition will be false. So this is shown as false branch. Okay, so the if statement by itself will execute a single statement, right, or a group of statements when the expression following if evaluates to true. It does nothing when the expression evaluates to false, that we have seen in the previous code. Okay, so we can execute one group of statement if the expression evaluates to true, and another group of statements if the expression evaluates to false. Fine. So this is what is the purpose of this else statement that is explained right now. Okay, let's take an example. So this is the flow diagram of the code. That the code will start, then input will be the basic salary, and that will be compared that whether this basic salary is less than 1500 or not. Okay, so if it is less than, then the HRA will be the basic salary multiplied by 10 divided by 100, and next the calculation part occurs for printing the gross salary. Okay, now if it is not less than 1500, then we have the HRA 500, and as per this HRA the gross salary is further calculated. Okay, so this is the equivalent code. That means the calculation of gross salary. Within main function we have some variables of float type like BS, GS, DA, HRA. Okay, now we have printed a message, enter the basic salary. We have read the values of basic salary from the user. If the basic salary is less than 1500, then HRA and DA will be as per this calculation, and if it is greater than 1500, then this certain statement, that is HRA and DA, will be calculated further. And once out of these two statement is executed, then the final gross salary will be evaluated and printed on the output window. Okay, let's implement this code using code block. So again, come back to the code block window and create a new file. Okay, and just save this file. So again, go back to C project. Okay, create a new folder and write if. Now open this folder and save your C file. So we are done saving. Write the comment for the code description that calculating the gross. Again, include the header file. We need to define the variables like float, basic salary, gross salary, HRA, and DA. Fine. Next thing is we need to print the message in the output window, which is done by using the statement called printf. Printf within inverted commas the message, that is enter the basic salary. Okay, so I can the print message like this. Now we need to read back the value, so reading the value from user. Okay, and for that we have the scanf. Here we are reading the value of basic salary, which is a float type, so the format specifier will be the %f. Okay, we need to assign the value to the variable called bs. Okay, so we are done with reading the value. Now we need to compare this value. So if bs is less than 1500, okay, start the curly brackets because we have more than one statement. So if bs is less than 1500, what we have to do is, now we have to calculate the HRA and DA based on this conditions. Okay, so for that HRA is equal to the basic salary multiplied by 10 divided by 100. Okay, and next is DA, which is equal to basic salary multiplied by 90 divided by 100. Okay, so these are the statements for calculating the HRA and DA. So if the basic salary is less than 1500, then these two lines will be executed. And next comes is the else block. Now if the BS is not less than 1500, then we have array 500 and DA is equal to BS, that is basic salary, multiplied by 98 divided by 100. Okay, so we are done with the if else block. As you can see, there is a condition, that is if BS is less than 1500, and if this condition satisfies and gives the output true, then these two lines will be executed, and if it returns false, then the else block will be executed. And for that, next we have to say is the calculation of gross salary. So the gross salary is equal to basic salary plus HRA plus DA. Okay, and at last we will printing the value of this salary. Printf gross salary equal to RS. Okay, and we need to add here a value of float type, so I can write %f here and the value by comma, so the value is GS. Okay, and next is terminating the statement. So we are done with the code. Now let's build this code by clicking this. By clicking this icon, we have built the code and we have seen that there is no errors in this code. Okay, now let's run the code. Okay, so it is asking for the basic salary, so I'm giving 1400. Fine. So if I enter, I'll get the gross salary 2800. So this is the output value as compared to this HRA and DA calculation. Now if I run again and enter the value which is greater than 1500, so as you can see here, as per the condition expression, the output of this condition expression will decide what will be the gross salary of a person. Okay, so if the basic salary is less than 1500, so this particular set of code is executed, and if it is greater than 1500, then this particular set of code executed, and we have seen the output for both. Okay, so that's it for this session. In the next session we'll discuss about the switch case statement. Okay, so see you in the next session.